So hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome to a very different vlog for us.
It is.
This is probably our very first Q&A vlog. We've just returned from an MSC cruise in February this year, and since we got back we have been absolutely inundated on our social media.
Everyone wants to know what we thought of MSC compared to Royal Caribbean, don't they?
Regulars to the channel will know that we have cruised on Royal Caribbean twice. Adventure of the Seas back in 2024, which was our very first cruise, and we loved that. And then we went back on Oasis of the Seas, also with Royal Caribbean, in 2025. We're just finishing that series off at the minute, actually. So when we decided to go on MSC, there's a lot of questions, and when we came back, everyone's been really interested to see what was it like, is it cheaper, what's the food like, how does it compare to Royal Caribbean. So we decided to put some questions out on social media. We've taken them all in and we're going to answer them for you now.
We are, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
Now, the kids have clubs and stuff today, so we've recorded the kids earlier answering these set questions. We're going to answer some of the more common questions now that were asked a lot, and we asked the kids these same questions, and it was very interesting actually to see the responses, all very different. But we'll put that recording in at the end of the video, and I think you'll find that really interesting actually. So it's no secret that we have fallen in love with cruising, and the kids have too, to be honest. There's just something really nice about it that allows us the type of freedom that everyone wants. Everyone gets to do what they want.
It's hard for a family of five, for everybody to find something that they enjoy on holiday, and for a cruise I think it just ticks everybody's box in some way.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But obviously choosing the cruise line, the size of the ship, the activities, and all that can factor into that, and that can influence the decision, which is exactly why we're getting the questions we are and why we're going to answer these for you today. So hope you find this interesting. So shall we start with the questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
So some of the most common questions we've kind of put together, and then we have some individual ones which we'll do after. So one of the most common ones was, which ship was your favourite and why? I'll let you go first, darling.
Oh, well, for me it's always going to be Adventure of the Seas. It was booked as my 40th birthday present.
It was.
It was the first cruise we ever did. Royal Caribbean, I worked in the travel industry in my younger days and always wanted to do a Royal Caribbean cruise. So that is why we chose Royal Caribbean. It was always going to be Royal Caribbean for us. Adventure of the Seas, we loved the name of it.
We did, because it tied in with the channel. It was just meant to be, wasn't it?
It was, and we also loved the itinerary. It went to Aruba, Curacao, and
Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island. So it was an 8-day cruise. There was plenty of sea days. You're on the ship, embarkation day. We had 2 sea days before we had our first port, so you really got a chance to explore the ship. It was perfect for us because we really got to find our way around. It was just a nice size ship. So
not one of the biggest, and I think because we'd never done a cruise before, we didn't know what we were missing out on with the bigger ships. So that was not an issue for us,
not at
was
all.
it? It was a little bit of an older ship, but it had a really nice feel to it. I thought the families on there, the type of people that we cruise with, everybody kind of got to know each other, probably because we were all together for 8 days. So you got talking to people, and it was nice in that way. I liked that. So yes, that was my favourite cruise. And why? What about you, Paul?
Ooh, see, that's a tricky one, because heartstrings tells me Adventure for the exact same reason. It was very, very special. Both the name, the itinerary, as Jem said, the service, all the staff on Adventure of the Seas were out of this world. Really, really good. I didn't enjoy Oasis just as much. There's a number of reasons for that. I think it was a much bigger ship. It was very busy. The itinerary wasn't as good. It was a shorter cruise, so bigger ship, less time on it. We didn't really get the chance to do everything or even see everything, so it kind of felt like it was a bit wasted. And MSC was kind of similar. MSC was a beautiful ship, probably the newest ship we've been on. It was sparkling and really modern, lots of different neighbourhoods, and it kind of helped disperse the crowds. There was something I did really enjoy MSC, but I've had to pick a favourite. See, all along I think I was going to say MSC, but actually for many reasons, the itinerary, the ship, how friendly the staff were, it was our first cruise, all the feels, all the first, everything we experienced. I think I have to say my favourite ship so far has been Adventure of the Seas.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting you to say
Yeah,
that.
no. But
we have talked about this.
Yeah, we
but
have, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I was
think,
expecting you to say MSC.
I think it had to be. MSC was lovely. As I said, it was a new ship we'd been on. The itinerary was nice. The private island with MSC. There was a lot of surprises with MSC. We went on to it. It's classed as compared to the others, the prices, it's a budget cruise line. You know, let's put it out there. But I think we went on with such low expectations, we were actually blown away. Like the ship, the newness, the food quality in the buffet, how the buffet was laid out, all the different food stations was fantastic. It bettered Royal Caribbean for me, whereas it was let down in the main dining room. So there's pluses and minuses. But yeah.
Well, that'll bring us to question 2 then.
Like
Shall we just go straight on to question 2? Question
Yes.
2 is, which cruise had the best food in our opinion and why?
Okay.
You can go first.
I'm going to go first because you know I'm all about the food. So I think I've already kind of answered this one. For the buffet and some of the little snack areas, MSC took it from me. It was absolutely fabulous. It was really good. The options, the food quality, the way it was laid out, all of that, I really enjoyed that. The main dining room was a little bit disjointed for us, and I'll tell you for why. We didn't select we could have and should have, but we didn't select our dining time on time, so we were allocated a dining time, and it was allocated at 5:30, which is never going to work for a family of 5.
When we booked, I thought we had selected it, but it turned out we hadn't.
We hadn't. So 5:30 is never going to work for us, and we weren't able to go and permanently move it to another time, unfortunately. Now, we were able to do that on Royal Caribbean, both ships actually, so that's something that Royal would have over MSC. So we just had to go when we wanted to go and maybe wait for a table, kind of like my time dining, that type of thing.
Which isn't ideal when you've got 3 children stood with you.
I'm hungry, you're starving us.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they won't wait 15 minutes.
No. And also for that reason, thinking about the whole overall main dining room experience, which we had a great one on Adventure of the Seas, and arguably even better on Oasis of the Seas, because there was 8 of us. My sister and that was there, the server and the waiter and the assistant waiter were there engaging with the kids. They knew all of us. They had our drinks on the table before we even got there. It was fabulous. It was the best service we've ever had.
Out of all of the ships, you have to say the service in the main dining room on Oasis of the Seas was outstanding.
Completely agree.
Yeah, it really was good.
But getting back to the question about the food, because we didn't have a set dining time, we didn't have that experience with the servers. We were in different rooms and different people all the time. But anytime we did eat in the main dining room, the menu was great. It wasn't dissimilar to Royal Caribbean's, to be honest, the way it was laid out and the options you had. But the food quality in there just fell short. You know, they had a strip steak on there like they do in Royal Caribbean, and I ordered that twice. The first time, it was pretty tough. And then the second time I thought, okay, we'll give them a benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just a bad cut of meat. I'll have that again. And the second time it was tough again. So yeah, I think the food quality in the main dining room, and we had researched this and we'd heard this, to be honest, we were kind of expecting it. We're fully prepared for it. And it did turn out to be a reality. It's a real shame because the dining rooms are beautiful. The whole ship was New York themed, and there was like Tribeca and all different areas of New York for the names of the dining room. The decor was beautiful.
It has the potential to be really good.
Very, very good.
It's just not there yet.
It's not there yet. It's definitely a letdown. So best food for me, I'm actually going to say Adventure. Again, it's our first cruise. It's a first time experience cruise food, the main dining room experience, and the buffet, the Windjammer, which is on all of the Royal Caribbean ships. I think we were like, wow, the options, the volume of food, the different types of things you could have, the different areas you could eat it in. So I'm going to say for me, the food on Adventure was the best.
Oh, I'm split on this question because I really enjoyed the buffet on MSC. The layout, for starters, is brilliant because you have it on 2 sides of the ship, and then it kind of goes through the middle and around the end.
So far.
Well, the front as well. And they have you seated into like different areas, like different, would you could say, alcoves, like, so you don't feel like you're in a big, busy, crowded restaurant. You feel like you're set in your own small area,
it's very clever that way. So I know what you mean. There's like slightly different, not themed areas, but the decor was slightly different. So they were all the buffet, but they felt like they were individual little restaurant pieces.
They did. And wherever you sat, you had a sea view because the tables were all around the edge of the windows, weren't they? So it was really nice in that way. And there was lots of choice for the buffet, lots and lots of choice, and it was varied. You know, seafood wise, I didn't want for anything. They had prawns, they had mussels, they had salmon, different types of flavoured salmon, salad selection with your spinach and your rocket and all the different leaves. I'm not a bread person, but if you wanted bread, there was all different types of bread and cheeses and dips. It was just out of this world. It was really good. For me, the worst buffet was actually Adventure. So I'm disagreeing with you here. I didn't like Adventure's buffet because I felt it was chaotic. You could never get a table, and when you did get a table, you would go into a dirty table that hadn't been cleaned. So I didn't like the buffet on Adventure at all. And then the buffet on Oasis, I also felt that I didn't like that either.
That's our dog Walt is barking at the postman or something.
Going by outside. I didn't like the buffet on Oasis either because that was kind of split into two, and I felt very much like there was the side that was for the couples, because it was set that way, wasn't it, with the smaller tables, and then you had the side that was for the families with the bigger tables. I don't know, it just didn't, the buffets aren't really my thing. I much more prefer main dining. My favourite main dining room has to be Adventure of the Seas. It was just beautiful with the big chandelier in the middle. Stunning. We sat on 2 different floors. We went to 2 different sittings, didn't we? Because we got moved in the first night. We had this round table that kind of went outwards over. You're on the balcony looking down into the dining room, and it was just lovely. I think that was my favourite meal ever. I would agree with you on the buffet being slightly more chaotic on Adventure, but there was other nights where we took the kids there to eat because we also did some specialty dining on Adventure. I think overall the food experience for me on Adventure was the best, and the food quality was great, and all the rest of that. Buffet being a bit more busy, yes, but overall the most impactful experience food wise for me, definitely Adventure. Yeah. Great. So next question: what has been our favourite thing on each of the cruise ships we've been on so far, and why? I'm going to let you start. I loved the swimming pool area on Adventure because it was so inclusive. They had the big pool in the middle and the big screen above it. Every activity that they did around the pool, like the belly flop competition. Everybody gathered at that pool for it, and wherever you sat, whether you were up on the top deck looking down or whether you were in round the sides or actually in round the pool, everybody had a good view. And because everybody was on there 8 days and got to know each other, it was a real nice vibe around the pool. So for me, Adventure of the Seas had the best pool. On Oasis, what do I like about Oasis? Central Park. Wow, if you walk through there in the evening, you've just had your dinner in the main dining room, and you come up and you go through Central Park, and you've got the beautiful lights, there's the smell, there's the sounds, like they have these sounds piped in of the what would you say?
Birds.
Birds.
Like bird sounds.
It's just so relaxing, and walking through there early in the morning as well to get a coffee. So
did you walk through there early in the morning?
I think I did.
I'm pretty sure you didn't. I'm pretty sure. If you've seen our vlog series, you'll know that I walk through there in the morning to go and get coffees and croissants and take them back to Jem.
That must be how I've seen it.
From editing the videos, She felt like she was there. Okay, so that's
Central
2.
Park was beautiful. Definitely go there. We never did get to go and play a game of chess down there.
We didn't, and Jacob really wanted to. We just, again, going back to what I said earlier, 6 days, huge ship, just didn't get a chance to take advantage of it all.
And then MSC, I loved their white party. That was just so much fun. They had it up on the pool promenade, not promenade,
the pool
deck, and that was the first one that they'd done outside this year, and there was just a really good vibe. The cruise director, he was really good. He was English, wasn't he? His name was
Neil Dixon.
He was really good at getting everybody involved. I liked how they got the cameras involved and put them on the crowd and they could see each other. So it was really, really good. And we sat up at the bar looking down onto the pool there. It was lovely, wasn't it?
Very good, very good.
What about you?
Do you know what? There's so much to choose from. There really is. But I'm going to go on adventure, I'm going to go for the Royal Promenade.
Oh.
Okay, so me and the boys had a room that overlooked the promenade, so you look out there, and it really was, it's a Voyager class ship, and it really was the hub of the whole ship.
Yeah.
The promenades are a staple in all Royal Caribbean ships, really. They're the first cruise line to have like a promenade inside the ship, where all your bars and restaurants are. But we were down there a lot, and they did it really well. The entertainment team were fabulous, and they had all parades and different parties and stuff down there.
And they had the bridges, didn't they, where the
way it was laid out, that's
bridges.
it. So the entertainment team were up on bridges. We were down there all dressed up for a 70s party, and it was fabulous.
That 70s party was
so
good.
funny, so funny. So yeah, that just brings back really good memories for me. The Royal Promenade, the first time I experienced any cruise, but the first time I experienced Royal Promenade, I was blown away when we walked through it to think, how's this on a cruise ship? But there were just so many good things and good memories made down there in the Royal Promenade. So adventure, the Royal Promenade for me. On Oasis, hands down, the Aqua Theatre. The Aqua 80s show.
I forgot about the Aqua
was, again, I just said, we're walking through a promenade and you're thinking, how can this be in a cruise ship?
Yeah.
We were in the Aqua Theatre at the very back of Oasis of the Seas, and they did an 80s theme aqua show down there with the best soundtrack, giving away my age here, the best soundtrack ever. Divers diving off like 25-metre boards into a small pool, synchronised swimmers, dancers. It was fabulous. I'm talking about something you would go and pay 60 quid a head a ticket for to go, in your local town or whatever to go and see this. This was incredible. The production was superb.
It
so
really was
for me,
good.
that was my favourite part of that ship. Yeah. And on MSC, MSC. I thought, I can't say the buffet because it makes me sound like a proper greedy guts. But the buffet was really good. Do you know what? I did love the whole atrium. The atrium that had like the Swarovski crystal staircases. They had 3 levels where they had like musicians and then dancers and things up above. And depending on what was going on, there was like a bar and a coffee bar down in the ground floor. So it went from floor 5 to floor 8. And you could stand round and look down at it, or you could be down on that floor looking up at it. That was beautiful. It was something we'd seen when we were researching this ship ourselves. But to go and see it in real life, it was just super impressive. It was absolutely beautiful. And there's so many little parts of the MSC Seashore that I thought were stunningly beautiful. It was a really well designed ship, actually. But yeah, my favourite part was the atrium on MSC.
Great. Well, shall we hear now what the kids thought about it?
Yes. Now, they are very similar questions, but we'll show you what questions they were asked. And be interesting to see if you can guess the answers that they're going to give to these questions.
Hello, Esme.
Hello.
So I'm going to ask you some questions about the 3 cruises we went on. The Adventure of the Seas, the Oasis of the Seas, and the MSC Seashore. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Question number 1. Which ship was your favourite and why?
This is a hard one, but my favourite ship was the MSC Seashore because there was way more slides than both of the other ones, and yeah.
I think it also made a difference that you were tall enough to get on the slides on the MSC Seashore, whereas you wasn't for the other 2, was you?
Yeah, and I like that on the MSC Seashore, that you don't really have to be a certain height, because it's like it depends on your age and how young you are. And then if you're old enough, then you get a wristband, then you can go on them whenever you want. So,
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you liked about it? It's okay if there isn't. That's your main reason.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh, that's probably going to be MSC. Although there was a bit less on MSC, the things that were there, they were more for me. There was like the pool deck was really cool. That I can't remember much, even though it was like a few weeks ago, but Yeah, I still prefer MSC.
What was cool about the pool deck?
The pool deck, just like the general vibe of around it, it had a very like buzzy, what other words would there be to describe it? Like a very active feeling around it. Yeah. Meanwhile, on Royal, there were still a lot of people there, but it didn't have much more of a vibe. Yeah. And they had less things going on at the front. On MSC, they always had stuff going on in front of the big screen, whether it was yoga or other things like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
My favourite ship has to be the Oasis. I really like the Oasis because there was so much to do on it. Like, all the ships were good. It's just the Oasis, it was big. There was so much on it. There was a golf course, or well, a mini golf course. There was I think there was rock climbing, wasn't there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and ice skating. That was fun. I enjoyed that. There was so much, like the pools. There was so much I didn't even do, like the Central Park. There was the Royal Promenade. I did do that, obviously, and then the other one, which is the boardwalk, and yes, I did that as well. But also you have there's so much to do. Yeah, I really liked it. MSC, I think the Seashore would come in second, and then the Adventure. I think the Adventure, it's a great size, but I think the MSC one was the perfect size, but I do like the Oasis the best.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, which cruise had the best food in your opinion and why?
Royal Caribbean for this one.
Okay,
Because, like, the waiters were better and I just liked it.
what was your favourite food?
My favourite food was the pasta on Royal Caribbean.
Thank you very much, Esme.
Ooh, I think that's probably going to be MSC again, because I really like pizza. It's one of my favourite foods, and its speciality. It's Italian, so it's going to have good pizza, and it did. The pizza was absolutely amazing. Sometimes my eyes were bigger than my stomach, and I still had most of the pizza. They also had strawberry daiquiris, which were my favourite mocktail on there. On Royal, the menus were, for like the main dining room, the menus were a bit repetitive and tedious. And although we did get to know our waiters, that's a bit off topic. And yeah, the buffet was definitely better. They had a big selection on MSC, and yeah, on Royal they did have the candies, which was my favourite mocktail on Royal, and MSC had the strawberry daiquiris, and that just tips it over a wee bit.
Okay, thank you.
I want to say Adventure had the best food, because like it was my first time going on a cruise and I didn't know what I was expecting. But when you go to the main dining room for the first time and like you choose your full course, all 3 courses, and I think I ordered a steak as my main. When the first time you eat that, it is lovely, and you like I can't forget it. It was great. So I'd say Royal Caribbean food would come first. With the MSC food, I felt when I was having my burgers, like 2 of my burgers throughout the 4 days we were on, they were kind of cold, not like straight out the freezer cold, but like they were made a little while ago and they're just still left out. So yeah, I think Royal Caribbean wins that one.
Number 3, can you tell others who are the same age as you what they will enjoy the most on each ship?
So on the Adventure of the Seas, It would probably be like the pool and the slides. Even though I didn't get on the slides because I wasn't tall enough, they look really good for someone my age. And on Oasis, the slides as well, because the slides were very good.
Did you have a favourite?
The orange one,
And why was that one your favourite?
because it went faster.
Okay.
And on MSC Seashore is the pool, because there's a shallow bit, and then there's a little surface that you go off of, and then it goes into like a 6-foot bit in the pool, and also the slides that goes over the sea, because it's scary when you first do it, but once you've done it a couple times, then it's not scary. It just becomes fun and you want to do it all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Others the same age as me. I think on Royal, you'll probably enjoy the Flow Rider. I wasn't that much into it. On MSC, you'll enjoy the pool, the foods. I know people of my age group, they like their food. They also, there's ping pong, there was basketball on Royal and MSC. The ping pong on MSC was a bit better because it was inside. There was also foosball tables and a pool table. I think there was a shuffleboard table there as well. I think you'll like MSC more in that main area where the ping pong tables and those other tables were. It had a nice jungle vibe around there. There was the jungle pool. It was a nice vibe around that pool.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you, Jacob.
I think for the Oasis, if you're 14 like me, the Flow Rider would definitely be the best thing to do. But if you're not a fan of the Flow Rider, then the slides, the Ultimate Abyss, or the water park, or the pools, and even the teen club maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
With the MSC, I think chilling around the pool, especially the jungle area with the ping pong tables, also on Royal Caribbean, the ping pong tables, but like the ping pong tables were probably the best thing on MSC that I enjoyed doing. Also, like the pools, I did like the pools on MSC a bit better than Royal Caribbean.
Why was that?
I don't know, like I liked the jungle pool. It was inside, and I think that's what I liked about it. And it wasn't deep. Well, I mean, it was deep. Like it was like 6'4", and so I couldn't touch the bottom, which is good because then I can practice my swimming. But yeah, I think, yeah, on Adventure of the Seas, there's not as much to do on there. There's still a flow rider, ice skating, sports court. There's a lot of things to do. And then there's classes like the napkin making class. I still have a napkin from the ship. Yeah, there's so much you can do on every ship.
And then I have one final question. If you could only go on one more cruise, which cruise would you pick? Would you go with MSC or would you go on Royal Caribbean?
Ooh. Maybe Royal Caribbean.
And why?
Because, like, on the sail away party, the music was less louder, because on MSC, the music was, like, very loud, and most of the kids at the pool deck covered themselves in towels and was playing their iPads or phone or something. So, yeah, Royal Caribbean.
Is that the only reason?
The wait waiters in the main dining room and the buffet.
Which ship?
Oasis.
You liked the waiters in the main dining room. They had lots of fun with you, didn't they?
Yeah, because I used to tell them lots of jokes and stuff.
You did. Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you, Esme. Is there anything else you want to tell everybody?
One tip is before you travel over to wherever the cruise is coming from, make sure to get goggles, or if you have them, pack them in your suitcase, because on MSC I forgot them and we had to buy some at a diving shop before we got on the cruise.
And they weren't very good, were they?
No, they keep letting water in.
Oh dear. We were silly to forget them, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Esme. You've been really great.
Ooh, if I could only cruise one more time. Well, Royal was very nice. Being on it twice, the menus already got quite boring. So I think going on that a third time would just be, I don't know, like a bit annoying, kind of. But on MSC, they have their 4 different restaurants or main dining rooms on top of their speciality ones, like their sushi bar and all that. And as I said in the other questions, the general vibe of MSC is, in my opinion, a bit better than Royal. Yeah, the food was better, as I said in a previous question. Yeah, in my opinion, just everything just tips it over to MSC.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jacob.
You're welcome.
That's a tough question.
Why?
Because, they're all good, but I think I just prefer Royal Caribbean. MSC would be here, but Royal Caribbean would, just top it because of there's more, I feel like there was more things for me, personally, to do on the Royal Caribbean ships. Though, on the Royal Caribbean ships, I spent so much time on the flow rider, I didn't get to do everything on the cruise, especially the Oasis. I had at least 30 hours on the total cruise on the flow rider, which didn't leave me things to do so much, and I regret doing that. But with the MSC ship, I explored so much, and every day you were finding something new. But I think Royal Caribbean just tops it, definitely, yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you so much. We found that really useful, Noah. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, not really. Or, hang on, there is one thing. If you've been on a cruise before and then you're going on a different cruise line, don't get upset if you liked the first cruise line, because that's what I thought, but I didn't think I would like MSC at all, but it's up there with Royal Caribbean. Yeah, I really liked it.
So, I hope you enjoyed the kids' little recordings there. I think they all did a great job, and it's nice to hear their honest opinions.
All different too.
All very different,
yeah.
and it just shows you what's important, or what the viewpoint is of an 8-year-old. Well, she was 7 when she went on, a 7, a 10, and a 14-year-old. Yeah. When they went on the ship. So very different to understand what's important to him, but that was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
So
we put a poll out on Instagram, and a few of you came back with your own questions, things you want to know. So we're going to try and answer some of these questions for you as best we can now.
Perfect.
Okay, so there was more than one person that asked this. So Paul, they want to know the cost of the cruises and what was the difference in price between Royal Caribbean and MSC, and was the cost worth the value? Okay,
that's a great question and a very common one, and I think is one that everyone will think about if you're considering going on a cruise or adding a cruise onto the end of an Orlando holiday. And we're always very open about cost, because we wanted to help others to make those decisions. Is that worth it for us? Is it not? Are we going to do that? Are we not? So if I can help you in some kind of way, I'm more than happy to answer that question. So I have some information written down here because I knew this question was coming. So we went on Adventure of the Seas back in 2024. We'd done a week in Universal and then did a week, it was an 8-day cruise.
And it was in
August,
August, wasn't it?
So and it was in
school
August.
Holidays.
School holidays, it was in August, and again, an 8-day cruise. So the 8-day cruise on Adventure of the Seas for the 5 of us with 2 staterooms cost us £3,276, which we thought was pretty good value given that we did have 2 staterooms. If you're a family of 4 and you're going in one room, it's going to be much cheaper, but we've gone beyond that. So we can't avail of those types of deals, so we'll just have to suffer it. That was
on the back of that, they do a room that fits 5 people. It's called an ultra spacious ocean view room, so it doesn't come with a balcony. So the downfall with that is that I thought we would all be using the 1 bathroom and we wouldn't have a balcony, and for 8 nights I wanted the option to put the clothes outside to dry them, not always have them over the shower, because there's 5 of us, we have a lot of clothes to dry.
Of course.
So that was my reason for splitting the cabins. But price wise, it didn't work out much difference. You're talking a few pounds, there wasn't much difference.
And again, it depends what's important to you. What I would say is one of the things that we love most about any cruise we've been on, and we've always been very fortunate to have a balcony cabin, is the view off the balcony. Waking up in the morning and opening the curtains, and that you had it on the MSC, we were going through and you woke up, you're going past the lighthouse at the private island, or just looking out and getting that sea view in the evening or in the morning, it's stunning. Now you can get that out of a window, of course you can, and things are much cheaper. You go for interior cabins, of course they are, but the view of the balcony is beautiful. So for us, it was worth it. We didn't realise that when we booked this, but coincidentally, since we booked that on Adventure, we've gone for the exact same setup on Oasis and MSC, because we had one balcony and 1 interior, because we knew that worked for us.
And we really like that setup, and we always state which rooms we want as well. We always pick our rooms and we try to get them on the same floor, right opposite each other, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So the cost for Adventure, I said, was £3,276. Now for an 8-night cruise, that works out at £409 per night for the 5 of us across 2 rooms, okay? On Oasis, it was a 6-night Western Caribbean cruise, again 2 cabins, 1 balcony, 1 interior, and that was £3,750, which works out at £625 per night. So that was for my 50th. My sister and that was there as well. We knew it was going to be more expensive. It was a bigger ship.
Kind of the bigger the ship, the more expensive.
Yeah, absolutely, because you have access to so many more things. I'd probably, I'll tell you the price of the MSC, but I think Oasis is probably the least best value for me, for what we paid, to be honest, for multiple reasons, which we'll cover off. And then the MSC was a 4-night cruise to the Bahamas, again 2 cabins, a balcony and an interior, and that was £1,480 for the 5 of us for the 4 nights. And that works out at £370 per night. So MSC absolutely was the cheapest. It was the cheapest by about £40 compared to Adventure, but Adventure was a longer one. So that's how the per night works out. So I think for value wise, Adventure, I think the longer the cruise, the better value you get, because you get to see the ship more, you get to experience everything that it has to offer, and you feel you're getting value, all the little, not the clubs, but the classes and the different sports activities, and going to all the shows and things like that.
Definitely. And how many sea days you get on it as well. Because you're on there on sea days, you're making the most of the drinks package if you have one, you're making the most of all the different activities. If you've only got a couple of sea days in a 4-day cruise, then you're not getting that much time.
You're not getting a chance to explore it. No. And that's something to bear in mind. A lot of people do a short cruise, maybe a 3-day cruise, but it's literally a cruise to Nassau and back again, so you're only on the ship 3 days, which is not very long at all, especially if it's a big ship. Keep that in mind. A lot of people feel a bit shortchanged that they didn't get to see it all and didn't really get the best out of it, and that's kind of how we feel about Oasis. It was the most expensive cruise we went on. It was the biggest ship we've been on to date, but it was a shorter 6-day itinerary, and we were on it and then we were at a port straight away, and I don't know. We just
didn't
didn't
feel
get a
like
chance.
we got long on that
No,
ship, did it?
it
No.
really didn't. Whereas adventure, we were on. I think I mentioned earlier, we had embarkation day, which is a great exploring day and finding your bearings, and then we had 2 sea days. So we had like 3 days, from lunchtime on embarkation day, and then 2 sea days. We had 3 days to explore the ship. It was a smaller ship anyway, still big, but smallest one we've been on, and it just really worked for us. I think it set the tone. By day 3, by the time we got our first port,
we were ready to get off.
We were ready to get off.
Yeah.
We were looking forward to it, but we also knew where we were going. We knew where everything is. The kids knew where everything was. It just worked,
It did just
So
work, yeah.
that was a big thing.
Drinks package then, will we move on to that? That was another question that we had from a lot of you. You all want to know about the drinks package, how much it costs, is it worth it, what's included? So over to you.
What we say is the drinks package, it's subjective, if you do any kind of research on drinks packages, there's loads of information out there. Is it right for you? Is it worth the money? And there's loads of things to take into consideration. One, how much of a drinker are you? If you're only going to have a couple of beers or a couple of gin and tonics of an evening time, do not get the drinks package. It's not worth it. You can pay as you go, and yes, the prices are a little bit steeper, but if you paid, I don't know, $15 a drink and you had 3 drinks, that's $45. If that's all you're having, that's fine. But if you're also going to add on some specialty coffees, and you're going to have bottled water, and you're going to have a Powerade or an energy drink, and then you fancy a little glass of Prosecco, that on top of your 3 gin and tonics is now into borderline, you're better off with the drinks package.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things to take into consideration. Again, how many port days on an itinerary? When you buy the drinks package, you have to buy it for the whole number of nights, whether you're on the ship or not. So if it's a 4-night itinerary, but you have 3 port days, you're only actually on the ship all day, 1 day, and then the rest of the time is only in the evening. So again, think about that, weigh that up, and see whether it's right for you and worth it for you. And I have some information that we had recorded, like how much it costs for us. The drinks package on MSC. I'll start with Adventure.
Start with Royal, yeah.
So with Adventure, we paid, it was an 8-night itinerary, and we paid £63 per person, per adult this is, for the deluxe drinks package, which is unlimited drinks, coffees, proudly serving Starbucks, energy drinks, Powerades, champagne by the glass, anything you wanted, all top shelf drinks, anything you wanted, it was unlimited. And it was great.
And you also got these cups left in your room, and you could take them to the Coca-Cola freestyle machines and top up as much as you want. So we actually gave those kids gave those cups to the kids, and they were able to have their own cup and go and refill it for their cherry Coke or their Powerade as much as they wanted, didn't they?
Now, what I would say is the difference on Royal, and I don't know if this policy has changed, I don't think it has. On Royal, as long as each adult, and obviously we had 1 adult in each cabin because we were with the kids, as long as if you buy the drinks package, every other adult has the deluxe drinks package, every other adult has to have the deluxe drinks package. But because we were in separate cabins, I got it and Jem got it. We didn't have to buy the package for the kids. So when we got these refillable cups, which you go to freestyle machines, we give those to the kids. So, we all got our fill, we all had what we wanted, and we only paid for ours. So £63 per person for Jem and I. Now, altogether on the 8-night sailing, that was probably about £900, I think we paid.
Yeah.
And
it was our first cruise, and we didn't know the packages. We just decided that we wanted it to be special, and we didn't want to be worrying about it.
So it was a special trip for Jem's 40th, so we went for it. But we all got off that, if that makes sense. On Oasis, it was. Now, a little tip here, on Oasis it started off being more expensive, but with Royal, not MSC, but with Royal, when you book the drinks package, or an excursion for that matter, if it goes on sale later on, you can cancel it and rebook it at a cheaper price, and you get the cheaper price. So with the drinks package on Oasis, obviously my sister and my brother-in-law were going as well. We cancelled and rebooked probably about 3 times. Yeah. It started off maybe about £70, and then it went down to 60 something, and then we ended up getting it for £50. It was like 40% off. We ended up getting it for £50 per person per night. So 7-night sailing was £350 per adult, so £700 for a 6-night sailing. But again, we give the kids the drinks, the unlimited soft drinks cups, so we all got off that for that price. Now, on MSC, they do it very differently.
Very different.
If
I didn't like the way it was done, did you?
You can see why they do it, because we've just admitted that we give the kids the drinks, and therefore we didn't have to buy any drinks for the kids, and we didn't have to buy a package for the kids. On MSC, even though, again, we were in separate cabins, Jem and I, to be with the kids, we had to, if I had the drinks package, I had to buy the kids' drinks package for the kids. And in your room, if you had it, Jem had to buy the kids' drinks. So all of us had to buy it. And the way they priced it wasn't that different. We went for the easy package on MSC. They have different tiered drinks packages depending on what's included. We went for the easy drinks package, which was
that's including wine,
beer. And beer. The house beer was Heineken. They had various different wines. They had sparkling wine, Prosecco effectively by the glass. They had soft drinks, coffees. No energy drinks, weirdly, although it was included in the kids package. I find that strange.
Yeah,
so Jem couldn't.
Strange. I couldn't go and get a Red Bull, but Noah could.
Yeah, Jem couldn't get a Red Bull on her ticket, on her card, but on any of the kids' cards, including Esme's, we could go and get a Red Bull. It was bizarre, but anyway.
The ice cream, they say the soft serve ice cream, but we did later find out that was included anyway. So don't be misled by the ice cream. You'll get that whether you have a drinks package or not.
Yeah. So as Jem said there, on the MSC one, it said for the kids package that the soft serve ice cream was included when you bought the package. So we thought you had to buy the package to get the soft serve ice cream. But it was the same as the Royal ships. They just had the ice cream machine and the ice cream man there by the side of the pool, and he was just whipping it out for everyone. So you don't need a package for it. That's free to all cruisers. So don't get it just for that. We didn't, but don't get it for just for that.
We had to have it the way MSC do it.
Yeah.
You had to get a drinks package for the kids. So the price of it was?
The price for MSC worked out at, we were 4 nights, so it was £360, so it was £90 per day, but that was for all five of us.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it was more expensive, but that's only because it was a shorter sailing, and we actually thought for all five of us to have everything we wanted, £90 per day, divide that by 5, what is that? Like £18? So £18 per person for unlimited whatever we want. I still think that's okay.
It's okay. Now, I didn't find the drinks package as beneficial for me.
You were tired.
On MSC, as I did on Royal, because on Royal you can go and get your Starbucks. Now, it's not the official Starbucks, but you can go to Cafe Promenade where they brew Starbucks coffee. So you're still walking away with your Starbucks caramel frappuccino or any of that, and that's included, so you could go up and have those as many times as you wanted.
And you did, you got your money's worth, didn't you, darling?
Absolutely. And Johnny Rockets with the milkshakes.
Johnny Rockets milkshakes,
on MSC there wasn't that option there. Now they did do speciality, their version of speciality coffees, didn't they, at the Brooklyn Cafe on MSC.
They did.
And up at the pool bar up the top, they did a very
Sky
nice
bar.
coffee up there as well. But it's having to go and get it. There isn't that option to get it in your takeaway cup and take it back to the pool with you. You know, you're having to sit there and have it at those places.
I did get a nice coffee a couple of mornings from the Atrium bar down at the bottom of the Atrium on MSC, I mean.
Yes.
So that was a nice speciality coffee.
Yes.
And I brought it back for you. So I did get the value of the drinks package on MSC.
Oh, he definitely did. He went to the casino, didn't you? You loved that.
So, Jem was maybe tired. We went at the beginning of the trip, which is another thing to take into consideration.
It is.
You know, we always went on both Royal ships. We went at the end. We went to the parks, had time in Florida, and then went on the cruise. So we were acclimatized, our body clocks were sorted out. So we go and maximize that a little bit. On MSC, we flew in, we had one night at Port Canaveral and then went straight on the ship. Now, I was fine, but Jem and some of the kids, to be fair, were still getting used to the jet lag. They were tired at weird times and they wanted to go to bed early. Whereas, you know, we were on the cruise for 4 days. So that's why Jem felt she didn't get the best out of the drinks package, because you wanted to go to bed around 10 o'clock.
I was tired.
Now, I, on the other hand, didn't want to go to bed at 10 o'clock. Now, obviously, when we were up for a port day the next day, I wasn't rinsing it. I wasn't at 7
never
o'clock.
Wants to go to bed, do you?
No, that is unfair.
Especially when he's on a cruise.
Listen, when you're on holiday and you're on a cruise and there's lots to see and lots to do, and it's a great time to explore the ship and go and have a couple of drinks. So I did get my money's worth out of it, and I thought it was pretty good value, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another question we have here is, what are the things to look out for when going on a cruise for the first time?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
question.
That's a really good question. Well, I think I mentioned some of those already. Think about where it is or when the cruise is in comparison to, especially, I suppose, if you're cruising from Florida, I'm thinking. If you're going to do that long flight and be jet lagged, think about when it is and try and factor that in if you can.
Don't worry so much about the seasickness. I think with Adventure, I was so worried that one of us was going to get seasick. So one of the mistakes I made, oh, hello, Mickey.
Oh, hello, Mickey.
One of the mistakes I made was going and buying the
Dramamine.
motion sickness tablets. And without even realising it, we were all taking these motion sickness tablets and we were so tired.
They were making us tired. Mickey. We're trying to talk to people here.
So I don't know, mate, you can get bands, can't you, that go on your
You
wrist?
get little patches behind your ears.
There's
you can
lots
get
of
bands.
different things that you can get for seasickness. So I would maybe try something else.
Get down.
I would maybe try something else and not the Dramamine, because I think that was impacting all of us, feeling very, very tired on that first cruise.
To be honest, I don't think it was a major issue at all.
No.
There wasn't. I didn't feel sick at all on any of the ships.
No,
to
none
be
of
honest.
us suffer with seasickness on the ships. In fact, there's very little movement. We're very
You don't
fortunate
even
we
know-
haven't had bad weather on a cruise, though,
You
have
don't
we?
know you're moving half the time, honestly. Now, there was a couple of times, I think when we first got on MSC, for whatever reason, when we were coming out of Port Canaveral, I remember someone saying, oh, you could feel it, and you could feel it rock a little bit, but it went away, and there was no issue with that. So I wouldn't be concerned about the seasickness. But if you do and you suffer with it, of course, there's plenty of options available to you, but I wouldn't think it's a major deal. Other
Take
tips?
a medicine bag. I always carry a little bag with us, and I always have a bottle of Calpol in there, bottle of Piriton, because we're all quite sensitive with our skin. Esme comes up in rashes a lot with her eczema and various different things. So always have that. We have ibuprofen, paracetamol.
Absolutely.
What else do we have? Anti-diarrhea.
We now take eye drops, and I'll tell you a little story about that. When we were on Oasis, Jacob sometimes suffers with conjunctivitis, and he did. I think it was like day 3 we were on the ship, and he woke up and his eyes were a bit stuck together and he had conjunctivitis. Now, we didn't have any eye drops with us, unfortunately, so I went and spoke to a member of staff and said, do you have any eye drops? I thought they just had like a pharmacy type thing, but they didn't, and they wouldn't. So the company said, oh no, anything medical related has to go through the nurse or the medic. And I said, well, no, I just need some eye drops. I know what's wrong with him. I don't need him to be assessed or diagnosed or anything. I just need some eye drops. And they said, no, you have to do it. That's the only way to do it. It was $250 to go and see the medic for him. Now, obviously, we didn't do that. We just got hot towels and cleaned his eyes, and it went away after a day. But they wanted to charge £250 to see the medic just so that he could say, yes, he's got conjunctivitis. There's a prescription, go and get some eye drops. So we learned from that, didn't we? We take everything with us now just in case you need it. One thing I would say, Oasis of the Seas compared to the other cruise ships we've been on, they had a little area on deck 15 called Unboxed, and that had little over-the-counter medicines, ladies' products, hair products, everything. The wee things that you would take on holiday, but it's easy to forget, things that you might have in your wash bag and stuff like that. They had them on there, and they weren't crazy expensive. It was like little vending machines that had all these essentials in there. I thought that was really good, actually. I've not seen that in any other ships we've been on. No. But yeah, take things with you. That's a really good tip, actually, Jem.
Yeah.
What else?
Pool shoes, like water shoes for when you have your port days. When we were in Jamaica and we were going up to do the Duns River Falls, there was a lady on the bus that didn't have any water shoes, and she paid quite a lot of money.
Oh, I think she paid about $40,
yeah.
I think, and like we got them like 2 for 15 quid in
Sports
Direct or something like that.
So definitely take a pair of those. Don't make the mistake we did on Adventure and not take any trousers, because you need them for ice skating and you need them for rock climbing, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't. We were going on holiday. We never wear trousers or jeans when we're on holiday
August.
in Florida in August. You're like, it's so hot. But we did need them, and we almost missed out. You need them for the ice skating and rock climbing and things like that.
I think we actually had to put Jacob in a pair of Esme's trousers.
Yeah.
And Noah wore my white trousers ice skating.
Don't tell him we told you. There was another one that had come into my head then.
Sorry. definitely take a dress up outfit. So you can browse your itinerary of your cruise and see what's coming up. So we knew for MSC there was a white party, so we all took white for the white party. On Royal Caribbean, we were able to find out there was going to be a 70s night on Adventure.
So much fun.
And we actually did dress up for it, didn't we? We had a lot of fun at that.
So good.
Really good.
You
and
know,
we got the kids all matching too.
We did, yeah. You know, we don't get out much, you know, we're at home, we don't go out at all really, you know, we're constantly saving for Florida holidays and cruises and stuff. So to go out and have that's something else we love about cruising. It's all self-contained, it's safe, and there's so many other things you can do on there, these special party nights and things like that. So you can just really get involved if you want to. You're not obliged to. You know, you look at the itinerary and see what's there, and if you think it's something you want to do, you absolutely can. Another little cruise hack is take ducks. It's a very common thing on cruises where people hide and your kids will go and find ducks just hidden in random places. And we took them along, we've taken them along and hid them in all of our cruises, but our kids also love finding them and they keep the ones that they have and bring them home with them and that. So get some cheap ducks, you can get them off Temu or Amazon or something like that. And if you want, there's little notes you can write on about, you know, congratulations, you found a duck from the Kenna family, something like that. And put the date on it, what the sailing is, and people collect these. They collect them all the time, so definitely do that so you can get involved.
And we always hide a duck. Always hide a duck wherever we stay and whatever cruise we go on. We always hide a duck. So if you're ever staying somewhere that we've stayed, have a good look around because you never know. You might just find our duck.
You never know. You never know. Something else for cruising for the first time is get some door magnets so you can decorate your door. The kids love doing this. You can order them online. You can have the wording say whatever you want. Kenna family, first time cruise, birthday cruise, whatever it may be. And you can go out and you have all these different things. The kids love doing that, especially on Adventure. They went on and they went out and they were decorating the doors and they made a real big deal of it. So
on MSC, the doors weren't magnetic, so we couldn't do it on MSC, but the wall next to it, we did see some rooms had done it on the wall next to them, so you can do that instead.
Absolutely.
Anything else for first time cruisers?
First time cruisers.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the build up. Enjoy the cruise because it comes and goes so quick. It comes and goes so quick. And your first cruise, you'll always compare everything else to it.
100%.
You can't help it.
100%. But yeah, it is great. Just go and relax and enjoy it. It's a completely different pace to doing a typical Orlando park holiday, which we love. You know we love that. But it's just a different type of holiday where everyone gets to relax and do what they want to do. Any other questions? We have
another question here. I'm going to ask you this question, Paul. Right. Why do we keep choosing Royal Caribbean over a Disney cruise? And when are you going to do a Disney cruise?
She's asking me because she wants to go on a Disney cruise. I think here's the reality. We only got into cruise in 2024, as you know. 2024 was our first cruise. It was also the first year that we did Universal, and the reason for that was because of the age of the kids. We wanted the kids to be up and tall enough to take advantage of most of the rides. So we waited and only did Disney. And then when they were tall enough to get on quite a few, then we did Universal, and only Universal in 2024, which worked well for us. It's very similar with cruising actually. We only get into cruising in 2024. We did another one in 2025, and we've done one in 2026 so far. But Noah is 14 now, and he's a big 14. Like, he's taller than me. Jacob is a very mature 11-year-old. He's going into high school in September. So neither of those want to go on a cruise and hug Mickey Mouse and things like that. I know a cruise gives you everything, the food is there and there's entertainment and things like that, but it's so Disney-fied. I'm not sure that the boys, well, from speaking to them, I know the boys might not enjoy it. Now, Esme is the perfect age for it, and I think Esme would absolutely love a Disney cruise. But again, it's the issues with a family of 5. You're trying to keep everyone happy.
That's it, isn't it? You are.
We don't want to be walking around on a beautiful Disney cruise that you will pay fortunes for, because they are so expensive compared to Royal, and certainly compared to MSC. They're so much more expensive. With Noah walking around with a long face because he doesn't want to be there, or whatever the case may be, or he's not enjoying it because there's not as much for him to do and there's no flow ride and things like that. So I think the compromise might have to be you and Esme doing a wee Disney cruise somewhere.
Possibly, or maybe one day a 3-day. But I think, as I said earlier, when I worked in travel, I always wanted to do Royal Caribbean. So when it came to choosing a cruise for me, it was always going to be
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean. Would I like to do a Disney cruise? Absolutely, yes.
And I would. I'm the one that tries to pull everything together and
Yeah.
make sure everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And Noah, being the age he is now, he influences a lot because
He
he's
does,
at that
yeah.
age.
He's
and
the oldest
He's got his own opinions, and that's good. We've raised him that way.
Yeah.
But he'll also tell you when he's unhappy, and he'll tell you when he's hungry. So I don't know that a Disney cruise is going to be for him. So I don't know what the compromise
We'll
is
just
here, to
have
be
to
honest.
wait and see on that one, won't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Royal is a great brand. We're really interested to try other cruise lines.
I was just about to say the same. There are a couple out there that I would like to try, such as Carnival, maybe Celebrity one day.
Yeah,
I'd love to try
yeah.
the Virgin cruises, but they are adult only, so we're
That
going
would
to have
be
to
amazing.
wait.
Can you imagine going on a cruise? Can you imagine going on a cruise, just you and I?
I know. Can you imagine?
Once here,
It'd be
once
like
here.
going to Vegas, but on the water.
Oh wow, wow. So yeah, we are interested in trying other cruise lines. So we're not strictly loyal to Royal, to coin a phrase.
No.
But yeah, we're open to. We just love cruising, and we're open to experiencing how that feels and what the experience is like on different cruise lines. And we'll keep you informed as we go along.
And then we have one final question, and that question is: are you going back to Orlando this year, and when are you going back?
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, we are.
We are.
Going back to Orlando. The February trip was predominantly for the cruise. We got such a good deal on it, and then a couple of nights in a lovely condo to relax and have some meals. So we are going back for our main holiday to Orlando this year.
We are.
And we will be
August.
going back in August.
Yes.
Again, we're stuck to the school holidays, given Jacob's going into high school and Noah's picked his GCSEs this year and things like that. So we can't take them out during term time. It's just too disruptive now. So we're going back in August, beginning of August this year, not the end of August. And we are going back for 2 weeks.
And the plans are in motion. We still haven't 100% nailed anything down. We are very keen to get back to Universal. We haven't done Epic Universe yet, and we are all keen to try that.
Absolutely.
Plus, we've all missed the Universal rides, haven't we?
We absolutely have. We did even last year when we were at Disney, and I'm not complaining about it because the Disney parks are fabulous and there's so much to offer. But I did find myself missing some of the Universal rides while I was there, and I felt bad feeling that way, but I did, and being honest. So I think we're doing parks in August, which we will have to do. I'm thinking Universal because we want to try Epic. It's been open a long time now. We've not done it. I know it still has its issues, but we want to go and experience it. Yeah.
We do. And then there's the whole do villa, do we go on site? But that is another video.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we could talk about that all day
Yeah.
long because there's so many different pros and cons. Would we do another cruise?
I would love to do another
love to
cruise.
do another
Honestly,
cruise.
but
So
I
just
would
gonna
love to do
have to
another
wait
cruise.
and
We just have to
see.
wait and see. We've got 2 weeks booked in August. We're just going to have to finalise the plans, and of course we'll keep you updated. But plans are in motion.
Plans are in motion.
So that brings our Q&A video to an end. I really hope you enjoyed that. We've actually really loved making this.
It's been good.
And I know the kids did. Hopefully you can see that from the video. The kids absolutely did. I know Mickey did. He kept coming in.
He just wants his dinner.
And Walt's down here. He's happy as Larry. So really hope you got some benefit out of the Q&A session. Thank you so much to everyone that sent the questions in. We really do appreciate that. We love the community we're part of, and we love it when you send in your questions for us to answer. And you know we'll always be honest and transparent with everything. It's what we're all about, and hopefully that comes across in the video. So if you did like the video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And stay tuned because our cruise series on MSC Seashore is coming very soon.
Yes, that will be up in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for a new series of the Cruise Diaries on the MSC Seashore.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.